Welcome to my tutorial 20A. It's titled Picking the Valentines. It's a follow-up to tutorial 20, Shaking the Valentine Tree. I am opening up the Valentine tutorial 20, and you should have this on your screen. Make sure all the layers are locked. Open up the actions layer, and up here under this second movie clip, enter put a line and type in this variable. We're now going to make a new variable, VAR, capital VAL underscore MC colon movie clip. It's going to be called Val movie clip. Close that panel, go to your library panel, click a new symbol, it's a movie clip, and we said it was VAL underscore MC. We're inside this Val movie clip. I want a black stroke and I want a red fill. Pick up the pencil tool and let's make it 200%, and let's make a little heart here on the screen. Don't be too fussy with it, as long as it looks something like a heart. There's mine. Don't lift your pencil up. Pick up your bucket, fill it. Go up here, click on this selection tool, highlight it, up to modify, convert to a symbol. It's going to be a button this time. VAL, capital V, underscore BTN. Okay. We're going to call this the Val layer, VAL. And we're going to select frame 1. Then again, every second frame, click, right click, insert a keyframe. Every second frame, right click, keyframe, right click, keyframe, and one more, right click, keyframe. Click on this second keyframe right here, the second one we have. It's frame 3 in my case. Use your free transform tool, and we're going to have them slightly curved to the left on the top. You see that little arrow I picked up? This puts it back to where it was. Here, get on to see how I have that arch, then tilt it that way. Now, select frame 1, drag it across, right click, copy frames. Click on this frame that has nothing on it, right click, paste frames. Click on frame 1, drag across, take them all, right click, copy frames. Click on this frame that has nothing in it, right click, paste frames, and we should have, in my case, I have 36 frames. Click on frame 1 and then just hit the enter button. And there's that's working for me. Good. Let's go back to scene 1. Here we're on scene 1. And make sure all the layers are locked. Select this buttons layer. Insert 5 layers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go to the bottom one of what you did. And right click, call this Val, VAL 1. I'm going to break, and the others are going to be labeled Val 2, Val 3, and Val 4, and so on. Okay, I got 5 layers, Val 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm locking all the layers. I'm unlocking Val 1, and I'm selecting frame 1, and I'm going to go up to about 100% here. Move that up a little bit. Pull this down so I can see where I'm at Val 1. And I'm going to take and bring this movie clip called Val and put it right here around 12 o'clock-ish on a clock. Copy this instance name here and paste it in here, and instead of it being Val underscore, I'm going to put a 1 here, so it's Val 1 underscore movie clip. Pick my free transform tool and just rotate it a bit there. So all I did is rotate it a bit. Lock that layer, unlock layer 2, select frame 1, bring the same movie clip again, and I'm going to go in a clockwise position with these. I'm going to, because I had the free transform tool selected, it's still selected, I'm going to counterclockwise with this one, pick up this instance of name, type it in here, and I'm going to change this to, you guessed, val2. Whoops. val2 underscore MC. Lock that layer. I'm going to stop and do 3 and 4 and 5, and I'll be back. I'm back, and I have my 5 Valentines in. All my layers are locked. Each one of them have been given an instance name. So let's go back into this Val movie clip for a minute. And just as we did on the trees and the leaves, lock this layer, insert a layer, call it Action Script, AS, and you probably know what we're going to do. Click frame 2, right click, blank keyframe, select frame 1, open the Actions panel, and put a stop in here. Select the Actions panel, frame 1, and let's get rid of this trace. We know that was working. And right where that trace was, I want you to type in this code. I'll read one line. Capital VAL1 underscore MC period go to and play, small g small t, capital A capital P, open bracket 2 close bracket colon. That says when I press this button and make those leaves and tree trunk wiggle, we're going to make the Valentine wiggle. So type it once, copy it, paste it, change the 2 to a 3, the 3 to a 4 to a 5, and so on. Now we're in a position to test this. Test it. Everything is still, and now everything wiggles. Let's go back to our Actions panel. And I want to make 5 more, declare 5 more movie clips. So at the end of that, this movie clip here, the Val movie clip, I want to put in these 5. We'll do the first one to VAR again. Capital VAL F1. F means the Valentine's going to be falling out of the tree. Capital F 1 underscore MC colon movie clip. Write it once, copy it, and paste it 4 times, changing the 1 to a 2 to a 3 to a 4. Go back to scene 1. Close your action panel. We're back on scene 1. Select this Val's 5 layer. All my layers are locked. Insert a layer. Call it VAL F1, capital F. And I want you to make a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5. I have a VAL F1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lock all layers. And down here I have this Val 5 layer. Click on it, insert a layer, and here call ramp, R-A-M-P. Select Val 5 layer. I'm going to lock all my layers. Select the Val 5 layer. Click here, insert a folder. And take this Val 5, bring it to the up and to the right. This 4 up to the right. This 3 up to the right, to the right, to the right. Now I have all these Valentines, which we're not going to do too much with again, inside this folder, and it keeps this a bit neater. Lock it again so everything's locked. Unlock the ramp layer, select frame 1. Make your stage about 50%. Pull that up so we can get at it. And right here we're going to draw a ramp. What's going to happen is the Valentines are going to fall on this ramp and go down the ramp. Pick up your straight line tool draw a ramp line down here. As long as it reaches out further than the ends of the tree branches is good enough. Put a leg back here and put another one here and give it a couple of angle pieces for structural integrity. And lock this ramp layer. Now we're going to take and copy all these. So open that up as far as you can with this little handle so you can get all the layers. Click and drag down all those layers in one motion and pull them to the right one frame, and just make sure that these ones follow. I just open up these and make sure my vowels 1, 2, 3, and 4 followed, so they're all right. Select frame 1 of the action code here and put this, open the actions panel and type in these lines of code. It's a stop line. There's a variable called start_btn. It's a button. And start button underscore on release function. Same code as what was on the other page. Go to and stop. So when we first turn it on, it's going to stop at this frame. Then we're going to press the button to move on. So let's make this start button. So close this action panel. Select this Val F5 layer, insert a layer, call it start, S-T-A-R-T-B-T-N, start button. Insert a blank keyframe on frame 2. Select frame 1. We don't see anything, which is good. And let's draw a start button somewhere on that screen, on that stage. Doesn't matter where it is. Pick up my oval tool. I'm going to make the black stroke and make a red fill. And I'm making an oval right here. There it is. I'm picking up my text tool and I'm going to write start, and a good size font I think would be around 28. Make it black print and write S-T-A-R-T, start. Come down here, make sure it's static text, static. There we go. Pick up your selection tool, drag it up. If it doesn't fit, change your font size. I'm using my arrow keys to get it in position. Click off to the side so nothing is highlighted. Pick up your selection tool, select it all. Go up here, modify, convert to a symbol. It's a button, and I think it was capital S-T-A-R-T underscore B-T-N. OK. Come down here, pick the instance of name up, copy it. Go down here and paste it in so we have an instance name. Go to frame 2 of the action script, click on it, open it up, and at the very beginning, insert, enter, and put a stop in here. You can either type it in or go here and double click it. Auto format, get it back in shape. Lock this buttons layer, and above it insert another layer, call it directions, D-I-R-E-C-T for directions. Put a blank keyframe in frame 2, a blank keyframe, select frame 1, and pick up your text tool and type in this. It says, in the square below, type in the name of someone you care for. Use a maximum of 8 letters, then click the start oval. Okay, got that? Right above this direct label, insert another label and call it name. N-A-M-E, and select the first frame, and way down, let's go make it 25% so we can see what's going on. Right down here, make a text box. Keep the same size font that we've been using here, but this time call it a dynamic text, and move the library panel out of your way. Click this little button here and make sure while this text layer, highlight that information there, and click this one here so that it centers in the block. Then bring this panel back, click that little button. Right? It's dynamic text, and come over here and call it name, N-A-M-E, and I'm going to call it name 1 because you could have more than one. Name 1, no spaces, underscore TXT. So I know it's dynamic text and it's going to be writing script on it, so it has to have a name. Lock all the layers. Scroll down till we find that layer that was called Val F1. Unlock it. Select frame number 2. And now we're in that frame number 2. And there's that name text box. We want to start with number 1. There's 1. And I want you to pick up your pencil tool. And I want you to draw a line. Don't go off the stage. You can if you want. But draw a line. Bring it down. Hit the ramp. And drop it so it just stops right under that M on the word name. Pick up your selection tool, double click on this so it all highlights. While it's all highlighted like that, get your cursor crosshairs, right click, copy. So I'm copying that line. Go to your library panel, new symbol, movie clip, VAL-F1 underscore MC. That's we already declared that as a variable. Okay. Select layer 1, call it guide, G-U-I-D-E. Frame 1 is already selected. Right click on the stage, paste in place, and there's that guide. Lock that layer. Double click on the envelope and call it a guide. Okay. Now go back to this movie clip, Val movie clip. And my heart is right here. You may have to search around for your heart, but you'll best find it on frame 1 and make sure this Val layer is unlocked. Get the crosshairs, right click and copy it. Back to this Val 1 movie clip. Paste it, insert a layer above this guide layer. Pull it down below the guide layer. Call it Val, V-A-L. VAL, select it, and just right click and paste that heart. There it is. Drag it over so that the circle of the heart is in that black. Click here at the 30 frame mark, click and draw down and select both layers. Right click, insert keyframes. Go up to about 25%, saves us some time, and drag this heart down to the end here. Go back to 100% and make sure that the heart circle is on that line. Click anywhere in this Val, come down and do a motion tween. The hammer on the guide means it's a guide layer. Click on the Val envelope, drag it up to the right, and now this means it's working. And if we press the enter button, we can see the heart following that track. Go back to scene 1. Click on that. If it isn't highlighted still, just delete it. Lock Val 1, Val F1. Unlock Val F2. Select frame 2. Pick up your pencil. This is my number 2. It's going to drop down come up. I'm going to give it a nice big loop and stop at approximately the same spot right there. Pick up my selection tool, double click on it, get the crosshairs, right click, copy it, open a new symbol, VAL 2, VAL capital F 2 underscore MC. Call this a guide layer, GUIDE. Press the enter. Select frame 1, paste in place. There it is. Lock it. Double click on it. Make it a guide, official guide layer. Insert a new layer. Pull it down below the guide. Call it Val. It's a Valentine. Go to this movie clip, Val, VAL. There's that heart. Right click. Copy it. Back to Val F2. Pick that up. That Val layer. Right click. Paste it. Drag it over. There it is, right on that. I'm using my arrow keys. Select frame 30. Pull down. Right click. Insert keyframes. Go to 25%. And drag it down to the very end. Back up to 100. And it looks good. I'm putting it right there. Select somewhere here. Come down and tween it. Motion tween. The solid arrow means it should be good. Now all we got to do is pull this over into here. Press enter and it's working. I'm going to stop. Going back to scene 1. I'm going to double click, make sure that's highlighted. Delete it, and I'm going to do Val F3, F4, and F5. I have all my movie clips made, Val F1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and I'm just deleting this last temporary information. Now what I want to do is bring them on the stage one at a time. So lock all the layers. Find the Val F1, unlock it, select frame 2, get this Val F1 and put it right on top of the Val F1, copy the instance name, and paste it in here. And I'd like to see what happens when I give this a try. That's going pretty good, pretty close to where I want it to go. I think that's enough for this tutorial. Save your FLA. If you want to go to the next part, it'll be tutorial 20B, titled Falling Valentines. I hope you learned something from this tutorial, and I hope you use what you learn.